a playlist. Yeah, there we go. There's a playlist in the chat function. So it's just called Peaceful Meditation. It's just an ongoing like soundtrack of really soothing background noises. So if you want to play that, you can start it now. All right. Okay, well, let me just say a nice formal welcome and thanks for coming, ladies. This is a really nice, juicy practice that is just going to leave you feeling hopefully very nourished and open. And yeah, if there's any tight areas of the body or if there's anything you kind of need to process, this is a really nice way to let it go and release. So don't push yourself at any point, let things happen. The idea is that we're accessing different meridians, different energetic channels in the body, and we're opening them up so that energy can flow more freely through them. All right, so the first pose that we're going to start with is actually going to involve us standing up. This is the only time we're going to be standing up. All right, look really far away because later on I'm going to be nice and close. So I'll stand side on. I'd like you to bring your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart and start with your knees soft, okay? So make sure you can bounce. Now take a deep breath in, reach your arms up and over your head. And now as you breathe out, I'd like you to bend your knees and slide your hands down your legs so you come into a full forward fold. So you bend your knees as much as you need to here. Let your head be nice and heavy. And if you want to keep yourself supported, you can place your hands on your shins or your knees, maybe even your thighs. However, if this feels quite comfortable to hang forward, you can hold onto your elbows and let everything be super duper heavy. You may like to rock from side to side here. Forward folds are a great way to release your spine and to bring more fresh oxygenated blood to your brain. So if you suffer from headaches, hanging forward is a really great way to relieve them because you're bringing blood circulation back to the head and the brain. So while you're here, just sigh it out, breathe it out. Do whatever you need to release yourself from your day because we hold so much in our body. Yin is a very subtle practice, so you may find that you don't feel anything happening straight away, but you will feel the difference after an hour of doing stuff like this. Okay, so now let arms be nice and heavy. I want you to bend your knees nice and deeply. And as you breathe in, follow your inhale and roll up to stand. Go nice and slow. And then let the head come over the shoulders, let the shoulders come over the hips and stand tall. Inhale, reach the arms up and over the head. And exhale, bring the arms back beside the body. All right. So let's come over onto the floor now. The first posture that we're going to do is called half dragonfly. And this sequence tonight is all based on the kidney and urinary bladder meridians. So the kidneys are the things that filter the fluids in our body. So we need our kidneys to function really well so that we can be healthy and free of toxins. So this is what this practice is for. We're going to start with our right leg extending out in front of us. Now, bear with me before you get yourself right into this pose if you need modifications. Ideally, we'd like the sole of this foot to come right up into the inner thigh. And we're going to just hang forward like so. Now, if for any reason your hip, your knee, you don't like this, the body doesn't like this, so modifications could be placing the sole of the foot against the knee or against the calf. You can also use your pillows or your blocks to prop up your leg, so supporting it that way. And if it's too much to fold forward like that, maybe you just like to come onto your fingertips and let your head bow down like so. All right, so just find a position that works for you. We're going to hold this for 5 minutes, okay? I'm going to let you know when we're halfway through if you want to modify, go deeper, change anything about the pose, but try to be very comfortable and remain as still as you can. Okay. So like so, we just simply fall into the pose. Okay. And I'll start the timer now. And as I've said before, it takes about 60 seconds for your body to accept the pose and completely surrender into the pose. So give yourself time to get there. Don't worry about flexing or pointing your toes. Remember to just let everything be. Yeah. And Kath's got a nice idea there. She's propped up her blocks quite nicely, actually, right under the head. So that's another variation. And the beautiful thing about yin is that there's no right or wrong way to do something. It is simply, and all of yoga is about this. Yoga is simply about honoring your body, doing what you can, and doing it in a way that is accessible for your muscles, your bones, your joints, your ligaments, and feeling something, not pain. And in this case, relief and release. Yin is one of those things that is like a meditation, right? We're in one position, closing the eyes, we're breathing. We don't really have a focus on a set outcome, or particular, peak pose that we're working towards, or we're not really striving for anything. We're just letting the meridian channels in the body open so our organs can function more effectively. So there are lots and lots of health benefits, not only physically, but mentally in this practice. Because how often do you not do anything, but still do something? And what I mean by that is most of the time when we are relaxing and we're surrendered to the moment, we're sleeping, right? We don't often take time to be still, to let the body and the mind rest, and still be conscious. So if this is very new to you, it's okay that all these feelings of maybe frustration or boredom or what the hell are we doing is there. That's okay. A big part of yoga is to observe what comes up for you. And just remember, this is brave stuff that you're doing. Quite the most intimate you will get with yourself. So be grateful that you've reserved the time to do this. So we're on our last minute here, everyone. It goes quite fast, depending on how it's feeling. You've got pins and needles. You can maybe move your toes or your ankles around. Let's take a deep breath in together. And open the mouth, exhale. And moving very slowly, so don't disrupt the energy. Slowly, slowly come up and bring your shoulders over your hips. All right. Okay, now we're going to very gently bring up the bent leg. Straighten both legs out in front. Separate the feet and start rolling out the ankles. This will bring fluid back into your joints, because everything becomes very relaxed and stress-free when you're in this kind of practice. We just need to awaken it again so we don't hurt ourselves. Okay. And let's go into the other side now. So bend the opposite leg. And again, use those props if you need to. So maybe blocks under the bent knee, maybe a huge bend in your straight leg as well, so you can come forward halfway or all the way with ease. Okay. All right. So starting the timer. Remember sighing and deep breaths help to facilitate release. It's actually a way of the physical body letting your emotional body go. So don't be afraid, no one can hear you. To signal to the body that you're letting go and that you're safe. And I think a very big part of this practice is giving yourself that permission to not do nothing, but not do much. You know, we always think that we've got to exercise, we've got to study, we gotta do something. If we don't leave space in between for ourselves, and I know I'm a huge culprit of this, and this is why yin has helped me a lot in my life, we don't tend to do anything with a clear mind. So think of this as a way not only to release yourself from things, but to process things. We're more than halfway, everyone. You're doing well. Be with yourself, be with the practice, trust the practice. Trust yourself. You're exactly where you need to be right now in this position and in your life. Well done, everyone. Take that deep breath in now. So just signaling to the body we're about to move. Let it go. Inch by inch, with your slow breath in, roll up. Shoulders over hips. Head over shoulders. Take your time. Gently lift up the bent leg. Now, bring the feet a bit wider than hip width. We'll start rolling the ankles first. And then you're just going to bring the toes together and then the heels together. Yeah, or the heels facing in. Toes in, heels in. Yeah, good. All right. Okay, next pose is going to be reclined butterfly pose. So I put this pose in next because I was hoping that the first two postures would open the hips a little more. But again, you can modify this to suit you. So we'll bring the soles of our feet together like so. Okay. Now from here, there are many, many things we can do. If it's okay, you can simply fold forward, bearing in mind that we're going to be here for 5 minutes. So if that is a huge strain on your neck, make sure that you've got your blocks or you've got something to rest your head against. Okay. If you've got cushions or a bolster or something like that, you can also kind of bring your feet to the edges, right? So my feet aren't together anymore, but I'm still in this butterfly shape, and I'm just going to fold forward over the bolster or the cushion. Be creative, guys, honestly. If you need more support, give yourself more support, all right? We need to be like 95% comfortable, right? And the other 5 is just for you to feel like you're on the edge of something, all right? So get yourself sorted. And if you're starting to feel cold, maybe you want to put a blanket around you or an extra jacket. I'm feeling a little chilly. All right. And I'll start the timer from now. So according to Chinese medicine, the kidneys house our essence energy, or Jing. It is considered the substance that pervades all organic life and is the essence of growth and decline. While the kidneys are the storage containers for our essence energy, their energetic health rules the general health of the lower back, the reproductive organs, the urinary system, the lower intestinal tract, and all the fluid systems of the body, including the joint lubrication. If we suffer from a fragile back, have had back injuries or weakness, or feel pain coming from this area, even when the muscles are not engaged, we can be sure we have kidney issues. We may repeatedly injure our lower back and hope that the simple remedy is to strengthen our abdominals and back muscles, but the deeper cure is to strengthen our kidney chi, or our kidney energy. So this kind of position is again opening up those channels for energy to flow more freely to your kidneys. Why do we need energy to go to the kidneys? So they can do their job in the best way possible. So they can balance our bodily fluids, filter our blood and purify it, and to break it down into nutrients for the body. Once it's broken down into those nutrients, it can be stored in the bladder without causing infection. And sometimes when you're in postures, it's helpful to almost visualize or redirect your energy to the focus. So you can bring your kidneys to mind, or you can feel the kidneys. Imagine energy being directed there. One minute to go. Okay, let's take that deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out, breathe it out. With caution, with care, come back up. Good. Bring your legs together. Okay. Now, counter pose for this one will involve us being on the forearms, feet a bit wider than hip width apart, swaying the legs from side to side like windscreen wipers. And it's really nice here too, if you don't have any spinal injuries or neck injuries, you can gently let your head come back. Let the shoulders hunch. You don't need to be pushing down or activating anything. You're just letting that nice release happen. Well done, everyone. Good. All right. Now, make your way up, and the next pose will involve us being on the front of the body. So I'm going to show you a couple of different variations you can work with. So we're going to lie down on the front of the body, and we're going to come up onto our forearms, okay? So this is a Sphinx pose. Feet can be nice and wide in this one. You can let your heels kind of just fall in, right? So you don't need to be pointing the feet and sitting up like this. You actually can let everything slouch. If you can maintain that nice lift in the chest, maintain it. Otherwise, use some blocks. Use anything that's available to you to rest your head on so that maybe the chest can remain more open. Use 2, use 3, use whatever you need, right? After some time, this tends to get quite strong. And if at any point you need a break, you can just remove everything and lower down onto the floor. Okay. So we'll begin the time now. Remember, just relax into it. Close the eyes. I'm drawing quite a lot of inspiration from Sarah Power's book, who is a very big advocate for yin yoga and knows her stuff. She says that staying still in various poses will undoubtedly bring up lots of emotion. As we surrender into the sensations, we have the opportunity to acknowledge all that arises within us, allowing ourselves time to fully inhabit our emotions without the compulsion to act out because of them. The longer we practice, the more we notice how varied our feelings are, how we can feel agitation 1 minute and elation the next, exuberance followed by despair. Inside the cocoon of long held poses, we can turn toward these various nuances and track our passing states of being. This breeds an emotional flexibility and resiliency. Doing really well, everyone. Whenever it's getting a bit too much, try deep breathing first. And if it's still too much, you can just release yourself from the pose and come back when you're ready, but we're already more than halfway. For our last minute, if you want to just explore what this is like, you can extend your arms and come up into seal pose. Now this will only be for 1 minute, so if you want to give it a go, so not too painful, you can explore it. Today's not my day for that one, but I want to offer it there to you. Good, everyone, take that deep breath. Signal to the body it's time to get out of the pose. Well done. Remove any props that you used. Come to lie all the way down. Make a little pillow with your hands. Bend your knees and sway the hips side to side. Good. Release the legs. And I want you to just lift the body up and sit back on the heels. Just release the spine. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Good. Come all the way back onto the front of the body. Okay. Take the arms out wide, so a T shape, and bend your left knee and create a frog shape with your legs. I'll move over a little bit so you can see better. Okay, so I've got like a half frog going on with my left leg. Now from here, we're actually going to come up. So lift the chest first. Slide the right arm under the left, right? So you're threading it through. Head comes back down. And then we roll all the way over onto the back. Okay, so we're now in a twist with our left leg across our body and our arms open wide. And this is where we're going to stay for 5 minutes. If you need anything to support your leg, a block, a bolster, a cushion, place it there. Try to relax your shoulders against the floor. And I'll start the time now. So twists are a great way to facilitate digestion. To rinse out toxins. So again, if anything's stored, if anything's being held in the body, this is a posture that can help to release it and redirect it. Allow yourself to take deep, soft belly breaths. More than halfway. We're on our last minute, everyone. Really try to soften here. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Now we're going to roll all the way back onto the front of the body. Okay, so just do so nice and slowly. Make that pillow again with the hands. Bend the knees, sway the legs side to side. Release the legs back down. Roll the ankles. Okay, let's do the other side. So hitching the right leg up in the half frog. Lifting our upper body and sliding the left arm under the right. Head down and opening up the body. So now we have the right leg across the body, the arms out wide. And with your head, you can actually let it fall in a direction that feels comfortable. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the opposite direction. It just needs to feel natural for you. Maybe take a moment to observe how different the sides feel, if they feel different. This practice gives us a good amount of time to really feel into the body. When we're moving so quickly, we don't have that opportunity. And when we move quickly in other forms of exercise or movement, the intention isn't the same as what we're doing now. This is a very different kind of intention from a fast moving yoga or, a Pilates class. It's not about gaining strength or flexibility or cardio health. It's about redirecting your energy in a very subtle, gentle, and feminine way. And I don't say feminine to sound tokenistic or sexist or anything like that. Feminine energy within yoga and Chinese medicine is simply the yin to yang. We all have an equal amount of yin and yang, but whatever we do in our life will depend on how much yin we have, how much yang we have. And those of us that work in early childhood have a lot of yang energy that we need to balance. We're on high alert most days. We need to be prepared for anything, and that requires a lot of yang energy. Don't get to soften and relax like this. Maybe at rest time with the children, but we still need to be alert. So this might be quite a new sensation for you. Notice. Welcome it. More than halfway. Deep breath in and out. Slowly roll back onto the front of the body and release the arm. Make the pillow with the hands and bend the knees, sway from side to side. All right, we're almost there, everyone. Extend the legs, sit back on the heels nice and slowly. Release the lower back. It's actually a really nice counter pose you could do with your blocks here. So you can have a block on any setting you wish. Put your elbows on top and just let the hands come over the head like so. I've got my elbows off the block so my mic can still, you can still hear me. You can rest the elbows there. Otherwise, arms straight out in front is fine too. All right, let's slowly come up. Now, second last posture will involve us coming over to a wall. We're simply just going to bring the legs up the wall. It feels extra nice and supportive if you've got something under your bottom. So I'd highly recommend pillow or bolster. All right, so you get nice and close. Let me just move this plant so I don't tip it over. Legs straight up. Yeah. Lying down. Again, I would start with the legs together just so that they're nice and supported here, and then just let everything flop out, right? Let the legs flop out. So this posture is great to stimulate lymph function. Again, ridding toxins out of the body so they don't get stored somewhere. Great for circulation, great for stress, anxiety. All of the swelling, if you've got swelling in your feet, or swelling in the low body, you're circulating the blood back down the legs to the torso and up to the head. With this, this is all free stuff, guys. You can use this absolutely anywhere. I find this is really nice to do before bed if you're feeling a little bit anxious. And just before I'll have to get the time on. Okay, so timer's on. I just wanted to read to you a little bit about the emotional and mental qualities of your kidney chi, your kidney energy. So Sarah Powers says that when the kidneys are out of balance, the main emotional flavor is fear. We may hold on to things and people with a marked fear of letting go or an overall lack of trust both in ourselves and in others. And kidney chi imbalance is associated with all kinds of fears, such as fear of heights, water, people, new places, sexuality, being taken advantage of, and death. As these fears common to all of us, it is helpful to know that when we are consumed by a constricting presence of fear, we tax our kidney energy. And if our kidney energy is deficient, we will feel fearful more easily. Conversely, when our energy chi is balanced, we will experience an emotional capacity to access our innate gentleness, openness, and ultimately our primordial wisdom. Something I also think is very, very interesting is that she says the habit and strong compulsion to defend, deny, or act out from these feelings that we experience, such as fear, is what causes the torment and not the feelings themselves. So it won't necessarily be that fear causes you suffering or pain. It is your strong compulsion to defend, deny, or act from this feeling of fear. But it's not actually the feeling, it's what you do with that feeling. It's a bit mind-blowing, a bit hard to comprehend, but interesting and helpful for you to separate yourself from the feeling. You are not the feeling. You are experiencing the feeling. You are not the feeling. You are experiencing the feeling. Give yourself that deep breath in and out. Slide down, knees into chest. Roll to one side. Stay there for a little while. Slowly come up. And we're going to finish with our very last pose. So final relaxation. If you're like me and you suffer from a bit of lower back pain, I'd recommend putting the bolster or the pillow under the knees. Helps to relieve the lower back. I am feeling a bit cold. I'm going to put my blankie on. Make sure you are completely comfortable here. So we wanted to be 95% comfortable with most of the postures tonight. Now I want you to be 110% comfortable, okay? This is the final pose that will really let you embody what we're doing and process everything. And if you've still got a few things that you need to do before bed, it's going to give you that really, really nice energy and atmosphere and space to just take everything nice and slowly, and with good intention. All right. So get nice and comfortable. And starting the timer now. And while you're here, I want you to thank yourself for taking the time to do this. This is physically, emotionally, and spiritually beneficial to you in so many ways. And it reminds you when you take time out to do things like this, especially something like this, it's, quite unconventional and not really familiar to a lot of us. You're opening yourself up to new practices, to new possibilities. It's not always an easy thing to do. So thank yourself deeply for that, for being open, and for believing that you're worth taking care of in every aspect, every dimension of your health and well-being. This is self-love. This is self-care. Start to deepen your breath. Point, flex the feet, roll the ankles, roll the wrists. And bring your hands together and rub your palms to get the hands nice and warm. And then place your hands on your belly, on your chest, over your eyes, on top of the head. Take a nice big stretch, arms overhead. And then roll over to your most comfortable side. And just hold it there in the fetal position, just for a few moments. And then slowly bring yourself up to sit. Just come on into a comfortable seated position. And just bring your hands together and close your eyes. Notice the feeling in the physical body. Notice the changes in the mind. And just bow your head to honor yourself and to honor what we've done together this evening. Once again, thank yourself for taking the time to nurture your well-being. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. And thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining tonight. I hope you enjoyed that practice that we did together. Even if I'm teaching it, I still always feel so relaxed. If you have any questions, if you have any feedback, please feel free to stay on and have a little chat to me. Otherwise, if you just want to shoot me an email or send me a message on Facebook or Instagram, you can. We can even use the chat function here. It's up to you. But anyway, I'll hang back. And if not, I hope everyone has a lovely evening and I hope to see you again next Tuesday.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Anna.
Thank
I'll
you.
see you. Thanks.
Bye, Kath. See you
Bye.
soon.
See you.
Oh, thank you so much for joining, Amanda and Anis. Great to have you. How did you find the practice?
It was good. I really enjoyed it. Very calming.